Alright, this word problem is not on your word sheet, but I want to make sure that you guys understand how to do a word problem. Now, when you're doing a word problem, you gotta read it. You gotta read critically, and you can't just throw stuff on a piece of paper. So highlighting, I got bread, meat, cheese. So, meat, and then cheese here. Then based on the problem, it says bread costs $1 per loaf, meat costs $4 per pound, and cheese costs $3 per pound. Cool. And then you know you need to buy 8 items. Cool. Total's going to be $17, and you're going to suppose you're going to 3 times as much cheese. Ooh, that's important. 3 times as much cheese. Ooh, as meat. That's important. So going back through, I'm going to rewrite it again. Meat costs $4 per pound. Alright. And then last we had that bread. So bread would cost $1 per loaf. And then my totals. So totals, you know you need to buy 8 items, and the total cost will be $17. So this is just the setup. This doesn't give you anything about word problems. So bread, B, meat, I'm not going to write out in yellow. Cheese is going to be cheese. Meat, I'll write in black. And then my totals will be in orange. So total. So I have plus equals 8 items. Plus equals $17. And then something equals something. And that comes from the purchase 3 times as much cheese as meat. So this is the setup of the equation. So bread costs $1 per pound. So 1 bread. Meat costs $4 per pound. So $4 per pound for meat. And cheese costs $3 per pound. Now, these variables here goes with the 17 because $17 is cost. $1, $4, $3, $17. I'm going to buy 8 items, so I'm just going to have some bread. I'm going to have some meat. And I'm going to have some cheese. Last but not least, we have this 2 times as much cheese as meat. 3 times as much cheese as meat. So I have 3 times as much cheese as meat. Now, if I had $50 and I needed to have 3 times as much as that, that means I have 150. 3 times as much cheese as meat. So 3 times, I took this meat times 3, so I'm taking 3 times meat to get my cheese. That's the setup of the equation. Now, mind you, the one from your quiz was super easy, which is up above. However, you got to make sure you read them. But the setup of it is pick an arbitrary value, plug it in as something, and then figure out what you can get from it. So if you have 3 times as much as it, that's when you're multiplying. Now, in order to actually solve this out, I would need to move cheese over. So my actual equation, when I would plug it in, would be 3m minus cheese equals 0. And this would be the equation that I use for my matrices. Once you get it set up for that, then you're pretty good, as long as you understand. Now that I have it set up, that's the first job. After this, I would need to set up my matrices. Breads, meat, cheeses equals my answers. So I have an 8, 17, and 0. It's a really bad 0. In the first matrix, or going bread first, I have 1, 1, and then 0. So 1, 1, 0. Meat, I have a 1, a 4, and a 3. Going back over this equation here. 1, 4, 3. And then cheese, I have a 1, a 3, and then this equation has me at a -1. From here, ax equals b, x equals a -1b, and then I would get a point. Now, this point is not my answer. This is a word problem. So, blank pounds of bread, so something bread, so per se, for bread, you got 3, 2, 1. I have no idea what the answer is, so I'm just like making this up, so please know. It's going to be something close to that. That doesn't add up to 8, so it definitely doesn't work. But you would have 3 bread, 2 meat, 1 cheese. 1 pound of each, so 3 bread. If this added up to 8, then that would be great, because that's what I need to add up to, but they don't, because this adds up to be 6. But take this point and actually write it out as a word problem.